You're here for it?
And we are live. Oh, y'all don't even know
Finally.
what the fuck it took to get live. Like, damn. If you are a sub and you know about anything that regards this, we need help because I am not the one with all this frustration every week. I'm sorry.
I know. We need somebody in here to set everything up so we can just come in and sit and do the thing.
Exactly. Because this is some bullshit.
So, if you want to apply, send us a message.
Right. Ooh, shit. I want to step on you. We want to get the message out to the people, but shit, it's taking a lot. So, I am Goddess Aroya.
Mistress Odessa.
I'm Mistress Kayla.
And this is our guest, Troy.
Hi.
Thank you for having me.
See him, but
You'll see him later.
yeah, as you can tell, he's not my son.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties again. We got 2 people on the camera over there. Forgive us. This is how it goes, guys.
Yeah, we need somebody to do this shit for us.
We really do.
So,
Yeah, 2 of us.
if you want to be of service, let us know.
So, do you have any fishbowl questions? Do you have a fishbowl?
I mean, I wrote down a bunch. I mean, we're the ones with taxes last time. We can trust.
Fucking dying.
Wait, what's that? So we pulled I wrote a lot of these, like, I don't know, just whatever. And one of them was like, if you can download like a special talent,
Yeah.
what would it be? And like, I don't even remember writing it, but like, okay.
But it was like, I can't remember the other ones. It was like, what would it be? And the first one's like, being able to fly a plane. And like, the second one's something also cool. And the third one's like, do your own taxes. And I was like, what?
Because she was saying that what if you had the power to like be able to do taxes really good and you could like make a whole bunch of money. Like,
Yeah.
bro,
Fuck the taxes.
money. What the fuck?
What I'm saying, if I had
Here you are, like
superpowers, you wouldn't
you're
have
doming and like.
As an accountant.
Can we turn it up anymore, or is that?
Oh, yeah. The volume is loud.
Can you guys see me right now? Can like the podcast see me or no?
No, they can't see you. They'll see you.
Not the live.
Well, actually, YouTube can. So hi.
Hey, all right,
Hey,
cool.
YouTube.
All
They
right,
can see you.
all right, cool.
Is that right?
No,
all right.
yeah, I just wanted to know for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're good.
yeah.
So.
So.
I'm just playing. Anyway, so we're talking today about the submissive type. And I think it's really an interesting topic because, it takes a special mind, I'm learning, to be a submissive. It is about you giving over and relinquishing your power to someone else. And I feel like that takes a lot of, it takes a lot to dom, but it takes a lot to relinquish your power, especially if you're, in these gender norm places where they're like, oh,
That's
you're
very
masculine or you're feminine. So I'm interested to know more about the mind of that, So
we share a lot about like our side. I think it'll be really interesting to pick your brain and hopefully someone else's brain a little bit later. About just like, what you go through. And like maybe Subspace, or like obviously we have some questions, as you know. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting because I know people ask me like, "Oh, what kind of people come in?" I'm like, people with muscles and crooked skin, or who have infant drinks, and like but, so it's all fun. And like when you guys do see him, like, you don't look like a weirdo. You are obviously, but like you're not. Like,
Thank you.
you look like a very like
muscular,
muscular, like a good-looking guy. It's not just, like so,
I think they think that like
right.
I think they think like, oh, the only person that's going to be submissive is someone that's like appears to be weak or anything like that. And I really
I think that's what people actually like think.
I do think
And
that.
it's the total opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if not for nothing, but like if you're getting treated like a certain way in the real world, like I don't think you're gonna pay money to get treated that way again.
True. And if you're a person that's always in charge, like who doesn't want to be relinquish power sometimes,
right?
Yeah. Yeah. And to not share at all what you do, but you're not in a submissive job. Like you're like and tough.
Right.
He's like,
You're a
boss
man's
man.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I
Go
love
on, go on. Keep talking about that. I like this part of the conversation.
see, and you were like, how is this gonna go? Just like,
Yeah.
Before we
For now.
get into like all of that part, I feel like we need to go into a little bit of hot topics because there is a lot going on right now. And you guys know
Yeah, I've
exactly
been
what the fuck I'm
waiting.
talking about.
yeah.
We have been waiting all week to talk about this. So what are we
Okay.
going to
Yeah.
Tell us,
So
Troy, tell
what
us.
we want to talk about, Troy, is have you heard about what's going on with Diddy?
Diddy did it. Diddy did it.
God, Diddy did it.
I gave you the whole
He
scoop
did it.
for like
He
45
did it.
minutes in the car.
So we were just talking about it, and let me take this damn thing out of my mouth. I really feel like this. If we're gonna get Diddy,
Yeah, sorry.
we better get Dan Snyder. If we're
Yeah.
gonna get Dan Snyder, we better
Get
get.
him on.
Why is he not in jail?
I don't understand. Like, get them all. Don't just get who you think. It just because take that. Go get them all. Go get them all.
He is taking it.
No, I fucking
Take them, get them
totally
all.
agree.
I feel like he should be given a harsher sentence for the Harlem Shake too, though.
For doing that dance, huh?
Right?
Take
My little
that,
nephew used to
take
do it so well.
Yeah, he should. I think a little extra.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Yeah.
I really don't know the full gist. I just told him to like we weren't there, we don't know, and I feel like there's some people that are jumping in. And if you were touched or whatever, or any situation happened to you, I have my condolences,
Yeah.
or whatever I'm supposed to say to you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you just jumping on the bandwagon, you like I'm trying to get my 30 million now.
So that's the
That's
problem.
not messed up. That's messed up.
I mean, it's true though. It's like, so I love Michael Jackson. So I have like a different opinion, I think, than everybody else about his verdict, you know? You know what I mean?
Right,
But like,
But people came out and said that Michael Jackson didn't do what he did to them.
I know. What's his Corey Feldman?
Yeah, and this is what I'm
And
saying.
fucking Macaulay Culkin.
So it's kind of like,
So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is like everybody paid, not everybody, but like, you know, Michael Jackson got a lawsuit and he probably shouldn't have settled it, to be fair, because then everybody else jumped on. And I actually don't think he did anything. But I've heard a very long time about Diddy. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just,
I've heard
if he
people
did
saying
it-
that he was grooming them and like just, oh,
He's at least guilty of being weird as fuck. We'll give him that. But like most eccentric people are. However, I don't know. Michael, we
Eccentric, but like that's like, you know.
but
yeah,
I'm in
yeah.
the industry.
No, I can't fuck with Michael anymore.
What'd you say?
I can't fuck with MJ anymore. I can't fuck with Michael Jackson.
what?
No.
Oh my
No.
God. I don't think he did
And
it.
he didn't. He didn't.
Yeah, I
Because
don't know
everybody
about
says
that.
he didn't, and then if you kind of look at it, so he wanted to own his own masters, is the thing, and which I believe he actually did. But that cost the record labels like a ton of money. Like it's a ton of money,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you know he didn't really have a childhood, so it would sort of make sense why he would have like a Neverland sort of situation. And if he was genuinely kind of,
Nothing,
that would also make sense.
nothing will ever make sense to have a Neverland.
Huh?
We have a view. Hold on. We have another view. What was it?
So,
But it's not really about who did it. They're making it bad. It's
That's-
about
I agree with
all
that.
the people that have on tape that they did it.
Yeah.
And that they're going to collect all that, and you'll never see that list of the people that abuse these kids.
I think
Yeah.
That's that part. Yeah,
We never
it's not
saw
really
this.
Jeffrey Epstein. There's
They
somebody
really
above
cut all
him.
the videos.
But the thing is, these weren't kids that he was messing
Well,
well, some of them
there
are
were
underage.
some.
There were some underage.
What?
who did he?
Yeah.
Are you talking about Diddy?
Did he?
Yeah, there's.
They were underage.
Well, they say
Some-
Bieber. Bieber was definitely. That's what they
But
say.
they didn't say that. Bieber didn't even come out and say that. So they can't just say
Not
that.
yet.
Well,
Bieber has to.
Yeah, well, there's that too, and that's the
I don't
problem when
think
you
you
start
can
like
just say
muddying
that.
the waters. You know, you start muddying the waters with false accusations with people like you're talking about who are just trying to like come and get money from it. That's what's fucked up because it takes away if there's some real shit there, then it takes away from those people. You know?
Exactly.
I think it's when all this stuff comes out, because obviously I think there's a lot of things that are very much censored and like things don't get published or be put out in public unless someone even higher
Like
up
redacted or
Right.
whatever,
like
yeah.
allows it. Because if this has been
Yeah.
known for a long time, people have known about it, right? But somebody pissed somebody off.
Oh yeah, he
So
pissed the
there's-
wrong
it's
person
interesting
off.
because it's like who is above all these people?
Yeah.
Who's above
Well-
Epstein? Who's above Diddy? Well, I mean, there's I mean, I'm sure we know.
Be
Well, you
careful
know,
with
but-
accusations you put up. Just remember that they are going to remember that we're saying it.
Yeah.
People are going to use our information. So any
I know.
accusations that are said,
I know. I know.
And if it was true with the so remember I told you guys like a couple years ago, a friend of mine told me, I heard it twice, and then a friend of mine said that basically like Diddy rapes his artists as a form of punishment.
You've been streaming this.
No, that's what I heard.
I know that's what
And
we
if
heard.
that is true,
that is speculation.
But
There
if
you
that
go.
is true, like he's a piece of shit.
You have been saying that for a while. I
That's
can confirm.
speculation. That's not something that we know by first hand. So we got to be careful with that.
But you have been saying that. I got to give you props on that. Like you
I
heard
have.
this
I've been saying this for a fucking minute.
way before it was public. Way before.
I
anything
know.
was public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of stuff too. I've heard a lot of stuff too. But I don't know for sure because I wasn't there. And sometimes you just never know what the hell's going on, you know?
Did you see what 50 Cent recently put out though?
I love 50 though.
Ooh, let me tell you.
I saw
He's so damn funny.
He's
His
$2. It was
that
good.
you're talking about, I trained her at Equinox.
The one that you said
Yes.
fuck with Diddy?
Yeah,
That
no,
one?
she has a baby. The one that
The
one that she has a baby with 50.
Yeah.
I trained her at Equinox.
So I guess she used to. Yeah, you should look it up. But
I fucking hate the way that he said something, you little sex worker. Like he said that to
I
her.
heard- yeah,
I thought
yeah,
was kind
yeah.
of messed up. I really thought that was messed up. I don't know what she does, but I do recall training her at Equinox.
Mhm.
Yes.
I do love 50 though. I think he's fucking hilarious.
He is funny as
He was
well.
such a
He
shit
doesn't give
starter.
up.
And I feel like he like was kicking up dust because he was pissed off that she was fucking.
I bet.
Oh, is that why they have a feud?
It could very.
Yeah, it's definitely a piece of the feud. A lot of these
Always
like
the
rappers
ladies.
right now are fighting over some girl that's pillow talking to them. Like Future and Drake have a little.
They
thing.
do?
Yeah, they have some
Over
weird little
who?
thing over some girl that they're both messing with. The power
The
of that's what we're here to talk about. The power of pussy.
Mm-hmm.
And these
So
men
much
that are
fun.
unfortunately not ready to say that they're submissive. I feel
Oh
I
my
really
god! Such a
believe
huge handful.
that is one of Diddy's things. He likes to be dominated, and he didn't know how to tell people that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Well, it's
But I
that.
feel
It's
like it might
also
be-
that there's like a huge
That too.
stigma in like the rap community about
Yeah.
being gay, which is really fucked up.
It
To be
is.
honest,
It's the
you
black
know?
community. The black
Yeah.
community, it's a whole stigma about being gay, which I really hate that is a stigma, but it is also now being more widely accepted. And so I feel like if that was the issue, why not just say who you are, buddy? Like bring it on out here.
Yeah.
Shake your shoulders and take that.
Probably a
Yeah,
thing.
take that.
So I don't like just. That's my
Yeah.
opinion. I do think he's probably at least he goes both ways, you know.
And what's
But
wrong with
There's
that?
nothing, but it's so stigmatized that like
Yeah, I
you
hate
know,
that.
because I heard he's giving it to Meek.
Oh my god, I'm not in that. I'm
Meek
saying
Mill.
that.
You didn't see the video? And he's in the pool and it's
I am
hey
not
daddy, and he's
in-
like, hey.
Okay, I haven't watched the news for like 8 days. No,
I am not in this. Okay.
I love Meek though. He's from Philly. I love Meek, but still.
You know, I don't really, I mean, it's a lot in the media going on.
There's a
And
lot going on.
There really is. And all I can say is whatever is done in the dark will come to the light. And it is now coming to the light. And it is unfortunate. And any woman or male that was affected by this, we send you energy and love because it is not easy to deal with the repercussions of the abuse in these situations.
Hell no.
especially when it can get you killed. Like, you know what I mean? For just like saying something.
Yeah. So yeah. We send good love and energy to you because
But I do have a question. Like, why the fuck is Dan Schneider not in jail? Like for real? I don't know. I'm looking at you like you know the answer. Nickelodeon,
So
dude.
one of my clients,
Oh.
he wrote for Full House and Disney for a long time, and his son also actually worked with Schneider, and so he knows like that he was like an asshole, but he never like actually worked with him. But like So like I know about it and like more like behind the scenes stuff, but like I don't know why he's not in jail. I
He
can
should be.
ask people for
He
you.
should 100% be.
He should be in jail.
So there's this guy that had wrote a comment on some video about Dan Schneider, and like what he said was like, "Oh, if somebody breaks in my house, I'm gonna rape them and not murder them because I'll get less time." And I was like,
Oh,
he was fucking around,
whoa.
but he's not wrong.
Yeah.
That
They don't
is
give you-
wild.
Well, I think it's just like a joke, but like they don't give like sexual charges
Yeah.
or like almost they're nothing. Rape, nothing charged.
Yeah.
Like you'll get
crazy.
1 to 3.
Yeah. Well, it's like the
That says a
time
lot
of it,
about
too.
how
Murder,
the
though,
protection
you
of
get
women. That says a
10
lot
to
about
life
the protection
usually.
of women.
Yeah.
It really
Oh,
does.
it's wow. All right. So side note, really quick. So I had it's a long story, but I had this guy that was like stalking me, right? And I ended up finding him like hiding by my old studio. And so anyway, like it's ridiculous. Like as a woman, like or maybe as anybody, but like if somebody's stalking you, like good fucking luck.
Mhm.
Like for
Yeah.
real, like I wouldn't have got a restraining order without a lawyer with all the evidence that I had.
Yeah.
And he violated it twice, and they didn't do shit.
Yeah.
What?
I
Yeah,
found him in the
that's-
bushes outside of my old studio. In the
I
fucking
bet.
bushes.
And he was stalking you,
Mhm.
and they didn't do anything about it.
Nope. The first time they lost the restraining order. So the first what's it called? Like when somebody offends against whatever. So the first time they lost it and couldn't find it. And so nothing happened. And then the second time I had to go back to court.
They lost
Wow,
isn't it in like
that's
a computer?
crazy.
Yeah, you would think,
But it's
but
just
they
exactly-
lost it.
it's
He was
exactly
a
what we
friend-
said.
His best friend was a cop.
Yeah, it's exactly what we said. The protection of women. We spoke about the laws already. The protection of women is just very low.
It's nothing.
But with that said,
Anyways,
should we do one question from the fishbowl
Yeah.
before we move into the meat of the meat? If when we reach in here, you have to answer the question too.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Taxes,
Yeah.
flying a plane, or playing all the instruments.
Well, I'm good for that one. I already know that one.
You pull one.
yeah, you
I'll-
pick
I'll
one.
spin. We'll see if we like it. Sometimes we don't like them.
What kinks do you play with your wife dating?
Wait, what?
Wild
Dating
dating.
someone. I'm sorry.
Oh,
What kinks
ooh.
do you do while dating someone?
Wild, okay.
Oh,
Did you hear that?
What was the question? No, say it again.
What kinks do you do while dating someone?
Oh, fucking all of them. But I don't know. Like dating. Yeah, I don't know. I try to date women that know what I'm into, so we can do all the fun shit there too. But I do have a tendency of dating like submissive women, or at least in the past, just because I guess how I come across, and that's fun too. So, yeah, fucking all of it, honestly. Fuck it.
So with that, I wanted to know, like, when you date a submissive woman, how did that work out for you?
Well, I don't know that they necessarily identify as like submissive, because most
Mhm.
people don't know all the all the words and all the terms and all that. This means this and that means that. No, but I get what you're saying. It there's something to be desired, so it just falls flat for me. I've literally had women where I'm like, hey, let's do some kinky shit, and like I'll start, and then I'm like, hey, I like the same thing too, and like, oh no, I don't want to like control you. I'm like, well, this ain't gonna last.
You're like, wait, try something 17 times before saying you like it.
yeah. I have an open mind.
A good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you ever been able to like talk to someone about it who maybe was more submissive at the beginning and then they kind of came out of their shell?
No. No, maybe a little. Yeah, that's not true actually. So I don't know about like that they were submissive. Plenty of vanillas, like vanilla women, that maybe weren't necessarily like submissive, but like, hey, this is what I'm into, and a few of them have definitely like gotten into it. But I'm kind of like at a point now where I'm like, yeah, but I'm topping from the bottom and stuff like that, so it's not as fulfilling.
Ooh, I want to talk about that. But so you have to answer the question too. We all have to answer it too.
What was the question? What things are you while dating? it's funny. I actually do tend to be submissive most of the time, but lately I haven't been doing that as much. But I don't know. It just kind of depends. Remember that one time we went to the murder mystery thing?
Yeah.
And we went to the out after,
Mhm.
right? I straight tied him up when we got home and molested him. It was so much. I don't know how fun it was for him, but I had so much fun.
Oh, there.
Oh, I know.
That was not
exactly. Yeah. But so I think for me, it just depends on my mood. But I've been trying to step up a little bit more because I'm like, oh, you listen. You know,
I you love some pizza, girl. Damn.
I appreciate that.
I told him at the beginning, I was like, my soulmate will order me a pizza right after I finish. And he tries to time it right every time. I'm like, I don't know what you trying to tell me.
He love you. That's what he's trying to tell
You
you.
keep ordering.
I got cheated in my last relationship because they started out with all of the kinks and they were with it. And it was like, you don't need that. And I was like, oh, yes, I do. But okay.
Yeah.
So I got a little cheated there. So, but I don't want to dominate in that situation. I actually probably become a switch and I want to be dominated, but then I do top still. But I don't, well, I'm just writing. Tell real stuff.
Hey.
Yeah, Beyonce.
Love that. And you?
What was another question again?
What kind of kinks do you do about
Dating.
after?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm kind of honestly, I'm open to anything.
Oh.
I'm open to it.
Right.
Meaning I'll try it once, and then if I'm not into it with them, I'm not into it.
Fair enough.
But I really do not for whatever reason. I think it's because I do. I don't want to peg somebody that I've never done.
No, I don't.
And I think it's just because I don't know. It's such a power thing.
Right. And in that moment, I kind of
Yeah.
you want them to have that power over you. Because I think also even more so now, because of this, I'm a newbie. So because of this, I want to be dominated more because I'm like, I don't want to be at work. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay anymore. Yeah. Now I'm like,
Yeah.
I just want to lay there and be like,
Yeah.
what? Pretty little what? Okay, yes.
Hey, that's funny. That's very relatable. So
Yeah.
you have a pretty good you have a pretty good idea what the sub mindset is.
Yeah.
Because of your work and because of your life,
Yeah, I don't want to do it at home because I'm like, first of all, I must be doing something wrong because sometimes my back hurts after. I'm like, listen, unless you're paying me for my back to hurt, I don't want to be doing this at home. No.
I like that.
You can show me different ways of leg lifts or something later. Not show me, but you know what I mean. Class. Anyways, should we do another one? Or are we good?
Let's
do
one.
another
one.
He's not.
We're gonna take a break in 4 minutes and then we're gonna come back and get to work.
Yeah, and then we're really gonna dive into Troy's psychology.
This one is simple. What's your shoe size?
Girl, I don't know how you read that.
Sorry.
10.5. Oh. That one's not for me, huh?
That one could be for you.
I mean, somebody might
No.
You hear that, everybody? 10.5.
When I hear dudes a size 7.5 foot or 8, I'm like, I don't know why. I'm like, what's going on?
Oh, you think you got a little dick?
I know. You're like,
not necessarily.
What happened to your feet?
There was a fucking person that I did a session with yesterday, okay? And they had baby feet, okay? 'Cause I remember they were putting on baby bands. And I was like,
shit.
dude, this guy's dick was this big. And
Whoa!
I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
What? With little feet?
Tiny feet.
I would have been like, can I
This
take a
is
picture?
that,
I gotta document this.
he heard me. I was like, what the fuck?
He's like, yeah, that happened. What shoe size are you?
Okay. What size are you?
Well, I was gonna say it's funny because I'm the same. I have a child size foot.
Your dick is huge.
Yeah, I got a variety of sizes. I do actually. I can wear a child size 3, but I'm a woman's 6, 6.5. That I have different sizes. So that's cool.
I'm a 9. 9 to 9.5, 10 if I want to be a bad bitch and I don't want my feet to hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7.5.
Ooh, cute little feet. You have cute feet though. You have really cute feet. Yeah.
I do?
Mhm.
Yeah, they're really pretty. When I seen them, I was like, they're freakishly pretty feet. They are.
It's so funny. Like she's like, really? I didn't know that.
No, tell
Right.
me more.
Why they're all in
Yeah.
Let's talk about those muscles.
I'm like, well, I mean, other people like them, but
Go on, tell me more.
these money makers.
Yeah.
Exactly. These money
Yeah.
makers.
Are you, Troy? Are you into feet?
Yeah, it's not like my primary fetish. It's kind of honestly, I like it because it's just the thing to do, sort of, you know.
I call it the
And
gateway.
it's like the gateway. Like I don't know. It's like, hey, do you want a foot rub? And then it's gonna just escalate to whatever else, you know.
is that how that goes?
And then it's just
Honestly, often, yeah. That's like the it's an easy icebreaker. You know?
It's true. Whenever like a sub comes to like a party, they're like, "Oh, can I like massage your feet?" I'm like, oh, "And pay me for shucks."
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
So. I
Well,
guess you know,
yeah.
I'll take that for my day.
Ooh, that
Yeah, but I
happens.
mean, if it's somebody I'm like hanging out with and we're, you know, that sort of thing, then yeah, that it's an easy easy icebreaker for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if I'm not sure, you know, it kind of helps me gauge where they're at with it too, to be honest with you.
Oh, that's true. That's
Ooh,
true.
okay, so I have a question for you because I know you want to go on break in a second. Do you feel, because I know some people that are like seeing a woman's like toes, and if they're like taken care of, will like distinguish or like say a lot about the woman?
Yeah, so I'm not like a foot fetishist necessarily,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I mean, I can like appreciate cute feet, or I can just.
What if they had like nasty feet in the way like they were like just
In what way? Like if they're like sweaty, like hell yeah, let's go. But
if
like,
they're bloody?
He said sweaty.
Oh,
sweaty, yeah,
He doesn't have,
Oh, he said, hell yeah, let's
he
go.
doesn't have
Yeah,
a foot
let's
thing
go.
unless they're sweating.
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah.
like nasty, like don't take care of them, then no, oh fuck no.
What happened?
Like nasty as like they don't take care of them,
Like
then
nasty isn't like, you ever see somebody that got like thick toenails?
He's like, no, I get rid of them right away.
Like
I
a fucking hangnail.
I haven't really noticed that. Fake toenails? I mean, what do you do about toenails? I don't know.
What do you do about toenails is you take care of them.
Well, yeah, so okay, so yeah, I don't know. I'm not into it. Yeah. If you look like you don't take care of yourself, I'm probably not. Yeah.
The
If you look
gateway.
like you don't take care of yourself, I'm probably not into it, to be honest.
The gate. I didn't know. I don't know why I didn't know that the gateway kink is
Well,
feet.
I mean, we both said that. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
actually it. You know, I mean, it,
Really?
it could just be
I mean,
like,
it sounds right,
I
but
don't know, like
I've never
Right.
heard anybody say that, but to me it just makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
I say that kind of often actually when someone's
Yeah.
like, oh, are you into like your feet? So, first of all, duh, but also I'm like, oh, is that it?
It's kind of like the number one fetish. It's more of a fetish than like I feel like people fetishize feet more than like you don't even have to be like BDSM to be into feet, you know.
So so my ex, I mean, he had one too. He had a foot fetish, and I was like, just like why though? Like what is it? And he was like, because back in the day, when they couldn't show like as spicy stuff on like television or movies, how they would insinuate that people were getting intimate was like showing the legs and like the foot, like you know.
that.
So he
So
said
that made it sexual in his mind.
yeah. I mean, like not in a good one.
I had a session. I had a session last week, and I was like, so I always ask them like, how did you start your kinks or whatever? And he was like, when I was young, my babysitter used to make me lay under her and keep her feet in my mouth.
What?
That guy. Oh, that guy.
Yes.
Oh, that
That
guy.
is fucking sexual assault of a child.
Yes, I
saying,
know.
Oh, that's
but
I was like, oh, that guy's so
that's what makes him
Yeah,
excited.
no, totally. Yeah. So that's a good talking point too. Like, is it nurture or nature? You know?
Yeah,
That's a good
really.
question, though.
Yeah.
Because that
I
is
think
kind of like nurture.
I think in that case, but yeah, I think it's both. I think it's nurture and
think so.
nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
seen that documentary is it Three Strangers or Three Perfect Strangers or
Oh,
something?
No.
the triplets?
The triplets, yeah.
What?
It's so interesting. It's so interesting.
Oh, the ones that they were brothers and they all
The
lived in
three of
different
them.
areas.
Yeah, they got like separated.
And yes, I
And
did
they-
see that. Yeah,
Yeah, isn't that
Did you-
crazy?
that was crazy.
Troy, did you see that?
No, I haven't heard about that. It sounded familiar for a second, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
So essentially what they did was they took is like there was something weird to do with like it was not too long after the Holocaust, and it was Jewish orphans, right?
Yeah.
So what they were doing was they were doing studies on triplets and twins and stuff like that. And so basically they had these three triplets, these three brothers, who they basically did like a lifelong study on. And essentially what happened was what they realized, or within the study, they were like, okay, like nurture kind of outweighs nature. So basically, like there was a guy that had like his dad was like a teacher, and he was somebody who's like a very, very good father, or something along these lines. And then there was the guy that got neglected. And anyway, long story short, the one that was like sort of like neglected with their family, essentially, he ended up like committing suicide, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
but
right.
they did this. What's crazy? The craziest part is like they did this with like so many kids, and it was a psychology like study of nature versus nurture, which is like the biggest psychology like study essentially. Yeah. And then so when they slowly somehow found out about it, they were like trying to get the paperwork, and they're like, it's so airtight sealed that I don't think they ever even were able to see
I
it.
know
they didn't.
It
They
was,
weren't.
like,
They weren't
super
able to see
messed
it.
up. Yeah.
There was actually this, it's super interesting. There was this guy that was doing like a doctor, right? He was doing this double blind study with like Alzheimer's, I think, and psychopath. How do you say psychopathy? Psychopath, right?
Yeah.
The brain of like somebody with Alzheimer's and the brain of somebody with like that was a psychopath, right? So he's doing this double blind study. So he had these images that like weren't really connected to either. So anyway, he's looking at the Alzheimer's images, and he looks down at this one that is to the other study, and he's like, "Holy shit, this person has the brain of a psychopath, right?"
Oh,
Turns
wow.
out it was his fucking brain because
Whoa!
he was adopted. He threw it into the study, right? Like as like to
And it was his own
it was
brain.
his own brain. And so what he thought was that like, yeah, like nurture weighs a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Because he was raised, he was an orphan, or not an orphan, he was adopted. And he was like raised by a very good family that really loved him and like blah, blah, blah.
That is really
Isn't that crazy?
interesting.
That is wild. You know what? I didn't want to interrupt you, but I feel like I know of it because I think we've had this conversation.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's still good for people to hear, so I didn't want to stop you.
It is.
I just thought it was like so interesting. I was like, holy
Yeah.
shit, like that's crazy.
Well, I don't know about you guys. Like, do you mind if we just don't take a break and just go right in? Okay. Well, it's looking
Or I
like
think
we
you
need
guys
to
can do
take a break. So, with that said, we're going to take a quick break. And I can't end the stream on here.
Have it running.
Yeah, just have it
We'll
running.
keep it
You can
running.
just like pop in and out. I'm like, I'll stay for a second.
You'll stay for a second?
Yeah.
And you can talk to him. Just consider this a break, audio. Consider the break.
I worked on one of
audio.
our commercials.
And this is where insert commercial here.
Yeah.
That's what is happening.
Has Mistress Kayla told you about the commercials that we're trying to make?
Well, I was in one of them, and it was absurd.
Oh, really?
Which one were you? I obviously wasn't there.
With you, or with Mistress Kayla, I forget her name, Ava, and then one other.
Oh, really? Oh, this is a while ago. This is a long time ago.
Okay.
I think
no,
it was
we did.
the first. I think it was the first film night you guys had, or network.
Was
night.
this in the occult room?
Yeah.
Okay, I saw you in the background.
I hate the way. Well, I was in the background for a little bit, and then it was them, but I was in it for a bit. And I hate the way my belly. I hate the way my belly looked in that fucking videos.
I haven't seen or heard of this one, but I'm betting
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
It's on there. I can find it for you. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I want to see
Okay.
that.
It's on Venus and Belle's Twitter somewhere. I'm sure.
Yeah, scroll back then.
Yeah, I know.
Was that the one where they were like?
Yeah, that one. That was the one.
I saw like a snippet of it. That was cute. I don't know what the
It
commercial
was funny. It was cool. It was fun.
Yeah. Actually, I remember being on the phone with Kayla, and she was like, "Oh, hold on, I'll call you back because we're doing a commercial." And we like rehearsed.
Probably.
We were talking about like, "Oh, this will be a commercial," and he was like, "He's been in one," and I was like, "Oh, is this the one that?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see
Oh
that.
my God,
I don't know that one.
So I can't remember what we were I think we were trying to give
It was just ridiculousness. That's all it was.
yeah, pretty much.
It really just evolved. I think it evolved into that, honestly.
Yeah, I think we were trying to
Evolved
start,
into
like,
a commercial.
do you want to give us
Yeah,
all your money?
honestly.
like, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind
I
of what
just tried
happened.
to make one other name.
It's really funny though. I thought it was really
we
cute.
gotta
That is really
I
good.
I need
do
you
have to
guys to
finish.
finish it.
I love that. But wait, there's more. It's
It
always
was
more.
You know what actually looked really good? That side note, okay? If you did like quick cuts instead of doing like a all the way through.
Like walking through.
Yeah, because like for whatever reason when they do cheesy commercials, it's like cut, and cut. Like
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, no,
I like that.
we'll definitely like fix it. But it was just, I was like,
I thought it was so.
It was so cute. It's
I
very
tried to
cute.
make well, like we tried to make this like thin dom commercial, but it was like so cheesy.
That's
It
what
was
it's
actually really
supposed to
good.
be
Yeah,
cheesy
but, like,
though.
it
Yeah,
like,
but I feel like if
cheesy,
you
but it
just
was so
lean into
funny.
it being cheesy, then it's cool. You know,
Exactly.
If you,
Yeah.
if you know it's cheesy and you're just going with it being cheesy, then it's like it's not. It's cheesy, but it's not. You know.
Yeah.
Cheesy's good.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, that's exactly what we're going for. But it was
Cheesy's
just so
really
funny.
good.
Like it had like
Yeah.
a neon pillow and like
It was so
Like-
good.
Like if you try to make it too serious, then it's like, ugh. You know?
I know. Then it's cringy.
Yeah, if you
It's
can, you can.
cringy. Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
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 Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah.
It'd be like one of those like Sarah McLachlan commercials.
oh no,
The sad one.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Donate.
Can you imagine? We should do one.
That'd be
You do a sad
hilarious.
one, like a pet one, a sad pet one.
No,
Oh,
no,
like
no.
a pound, like
No.
we're
No,
we're
just a
accepting
song.
pets.
We're just gonna.
No, like we
That's
want
just
pets,
like
like
yes.
we're adopting pets. Like, come on in.
Would you be a pet in a commercial?
Do you want to be a pet?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Come on in. We're adopting pets here. I like that idea.
I mean, I guess it's so you will be in the commercial as a pet.
Right?
Is
Yeah.
that better?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
you here
I'm
on
like,
this day.
I'm in.
That one
I
was
like the way you guys asked. Like I had so much choice in the matter.
Yeah, you're right.
yeah, my bad. You're
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
In your leashes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get into the thick of it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Cool.
All right. So let's get with these questions. So the topic today is into the mind of the submissive. We really want to know because we each researched submissive types, and we want to know what it is about domination that you just love. And so my first question is
He's all Dr. Evil. He's all.
in your experience, what draws you to the submissive role in relationships or the dynamic?
Okay, so that's a really good question. What draws me specifically? It's hard to say exactly, right? It's something I just kind of feel like magnetized towards. It at this point in my life, I definitely know that it's just being able to relinquish that control, right? Being able to just say like, all right, you got it. Let's just get weird with it. I'm someone in my life, I have a lot of control over things and I have that kind of presence. And it's funny, kind of the duality of it too at this point is something I appreciate too, because I know people look at me like, oh, this like tough looking dude and whatever. It is what it is. But then just being able to just, I don't know, submit too is just fucking hot as shit to me. I don't know. There's nothing hotter, to be honest.
I was just reading and I've been researching and I'm reading this book called Bow Down, and they were saying how it is so much harder for a person that is presenting themselves in a masculine situation to present themselves to someone and say,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I could definitely see that too, because like for a long time, I'm pretty comfortable with it now. Everybody leave me? Oh my god.
No. She just had
No,
to.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm super comfortable with it now, right? To an extent, of course. Obviously, I like to be somewhat discreet. I'm more out there than a lot of people, but yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with it now. But for a long time, it was just a source of shame. Like, oh well, then people are gonna think I'm not this other person too, you know, and then I'm gonna get challenged. I'm gonna get challenged, and you know, shit like that. And like, I'm cool with the challenge, but then just constantly having that struggle in your head is not a good place to be either, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, like to be honest, sometimes like I'll feel really bad for guys like that come in
Yeah.
and they'll be kind of like going over like, you know, how difficult it is in the world, like in real
Yeah.
life to kind of like
Yeah.
convey what they're into. And I'm like, damn, that fucking sucks. You know what I mean? This
Yeah.
is hard for me. And I can kind of get like You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, and I'm just like, damn, like I can't even imagine.
Yeah, especially people like guys who live in these like, not like myself included, other people that I do know from the community, live in these like hyper masculine spaces, you know, be it like gym culture or like fight like combat sports culture, other things I'm not going to mention on camera, but you know, professional culture, right? So it's all, these are all like a lot of very like masculine spaces.
Yeah.
And then presenting this, or like if somebody saw some of my fucked up pictures, like that would be a fun conversation.
Do you feel like if, I mean, do you have a problem admitting that you're submissive? Like if someone was just be like, oh, you know,
It depends who it is, you know. If it's a woman,
To
no.
it, you'd be
Okay.
cool, right?
What's that?
If somebody was like into it, if they're like presenting in a
Yeah.
way that they want
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I go to like community events, and so in those places, I have zero issue with it, you know, pretty much whatsoever. As long as people are mindful and respectful, you know, I don't like, it's a whole nother conversation, but sometimes like new doms, baby doms that think like, oh, you're a sub, so fucking yeah, the fuck out of here. You know
what
what I mean?
is it? Tell me what that is exactly. Explain that to me because I want to know that because I'm new
Yeah.
to this and I know like
But you're not like that. But you're not like that. Yeah. No. So no, but you're not like that at all. But what I mean is like just assuming outside of an established like, hey, we're gonna go do this thing and I'm gonna be a sub for you. Just assuming outside of that I'm gonna be any sort of submissive. Like for me, for other people that does work. Just for me, like hell no, no, you know. Just because of who I am outside of all of it, you know.
Right.
Oh, interesting. Like we should at some point touch into the different levels of not only like professional but lifestyle because that's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
ask. Do you prefer lifestyle or professional?
Okay, so that's a funny question. So not funny. It's a good question. But I recently I was at a munch. So I'm lifestyle, right?
Mhm.
But when I say that, I'm not like lifestyle. Like I'm not any. Like I can't be anybody's sub, if that makes sense. Like
Right.
I just like to have fun with it. So
Oh,
yeah, I don't know if that makes me more of a bottom or whatever, you know. But I recently had somebody at a munch say. Why does it seem like you only play with pros? I was like, it just depends on the chemistry, you know? So,
but you date pros too, right?
I have in the past a little bit, like,
I'll do it for you.
huh? Why are you laughing?
I'll do it.
I know.
Fine. It was
I
fun.
mean, I have a little bit. Wait, what'd you say?
Nothing.
She was just saying, like, you know, it's hard to date a pro, so boom.
Oh,
Oh,
like, no, I was just terrible being for you. Like, just,
For you.
whatever. Yeah, drink that and drink that.
I mean, honestly, mostly like, I guess mostly like part-time pros, like nothing, like you guys are all legit, you know? But yeah, mostly like part-time, I guess.
He likes them to dabble.
I dabble.
Yeah. I like
But
that.
it was a funny thing because like to your point is like more pro or lifestyle. Like, yeah, I don't really do paid sessions. I did. Obviously that's kind of how a lot of people get into it. But and I still might every now and then just for the fun of it. It's cool, you know, and support the life, you know, support the industry and different person, whatever. But yeah, no, definitely more like just like to have fun on my own.
So maybe not necessarily like pro, sure, but maybe more so just people who are knowledgeable, like
That know the lifestyle.
Yeah, that's my thing. I don't. It doesn't have to be that way. It was just a funny conversation that she kind of cornered me, honestly. She's like, "Why does it seem like you only play with pros?" And I'm like, I don't know. I guess maybe I'm a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I just don't want to. I just don't want to play with you. That's what. That's honestly what I was like. What the fuck? Like, I don't know.
That's funny.
Like, are you asking me why we're not playing? It's because you don't really strike me as somebody I want to play with, you know.
You know, I want to know what was like one of the pivotal points where you knew like I am submissive.
Okay.
Like
so it's funny.
the moment I know I'm submissive.
Yeah. I still don't really see myself that way.
Huh.
Oh wait, wait.
That's
Before you
interesting.
answer, then how do you see yourself?
I see myself as someone who likes to be submissive.
Okay.
Which is
So
submissive.
hopefully, right. So hopefully,
So
maybe
you
I'm
don't
just
think you're like overall submissive, you just feel like you
right.
can fall into the space, right?
And I love to fall into the space. Yeah. So, hopefully that still reaches the intended audience here.
Yeah, I think it does. I think
Okay.
it really
I
does.
think it's a lot of people. I do. I think
I
it's a
think
lot
that
of
is a
people.
lot of people,
Yeah.
a lot of males that don't want to admit that they're submissive and that they fall into that role. And then outside, I'm serious. Like outside of that, I know some males that would hate to admit it, but the
Oh,
things
no.
that do to you.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. Anything you said. Whatever you want. Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sorry. What was the question, Yana?
How did you realize or like get into it, or like how did
What was
you
the
get
pivotal moment?
A pivotal moment. All right. So there's a few pivotal moments. So when I finally embraced it, because for me, I've had this my whole life, honestly. Like weird erections when I was a kid that I didn't understand until I was like way older,
We'll get into that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about yeah.
She's all being mean. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like how it fucking
Like
hurts. What the
tension, yes.
fuck? Yeah. Yeah.
Very bad.
So when I was living down here in San Diego, I don't mind saying, a long time ago, like 17 years ago, I just was like, I have to find a way to do this. I can't not do this. So have you guys ever heard of collarme.com or
Yes.
collar.me or
No,
something?
I'm
Collar Me?
checking
It's old, it's full of like scammers, it's all bullshit. And I was kind of like on there for a while, like on that site. It was like
I don't think it's around anymore. I looked it up
Really?
recently.
it shouldn't be because it was all bullshit towards the end, but it was
Oh,
I don't
wow.
think it is anymore. It was in a documentary actually I watched recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
oh
What's
interesting.
Henry?
A documentary that makes BDSM look real bad.
Oh, okay.
Really? I want to see that.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
it would that site was terrible. But like 15 years ago, that was like the only outlet, honestly, for like trying to meet people who were also kinky into femdom or BDSM or any of it, right? So I kind of gave up on it. It was just like awful. And then I was like, well, I'm just gonna like see a pro dom. So I saw a pro dom down here, and it was funny because I was so new, so I was so specific about what I wanted. It was probably an awful session for her, honestly.
Why?
Why would you?
Oh, you gave her like the whole fucking playbook?
Yeah, what's that? No, it was just like this is all I really like, and this is all I want, and you're a dominatrix, so I hope you can do this. And it wasn't really her thing, but yeah. So it was like so I'm big into like face sitting. That was kind of my gateway into the rest of
Basically,
yeah, I know. That's kind of my gateway into the rest of BDSM. And you actually met her at a party down here.
Who?
Oh,
Well, I don't know if I want to like say name,
Okay.
yeah.
name drop, but
Was she the bartender?
no. Wait,
Oh,
which one?
she's so cute.
There's been a few bartenders.
Oh. You can buy
Long time ago. It was very like
Tell me
impassive.
more.
That was yeah. So anyway, had a session with her, and it was like I couldn't get out of my head though. It wasn't like it was great because it was a session, but like I couldn't get out of my head. So but it was still like my first. That's a pivotal moment because it's my first like foray into all of it. And then I kind of gave up on it. Many years later, I got married. We had it in our relationship, in our marriage, but it was because of me. So it was like her doing it.
It's all me.
Yeah, well, it was, and it was looking back, it was toxic as fuck. We didn't know what we were doing. She didn't know what she was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. Then it wasn't until I got divorced in 2017, and I was dating again, first time dating in a very long time, and I just like we were talking about, I just kept coming across these women that were like, "Oh yeah, choke me, daddy." I'm like, "All right, cool, fucking whatever." And like it's fun, huh?
I said, but in return,
Yeah, but choke me
You're
too,
gonna
mommy.
sit.
Like, so it was fun, like it's still like kink is better than vanilla in my opinion. So like fuck it. But I still had that craving, that desire, that that burn. And so I started. I was just like, fuck it. I was living up in Ventura. I'm an hour from LA. Let me just start like looking for doms. And so I just like started looking. And I'm like, well, also I want a really hot dom. So I found this woman, Mistress Kayla. Have you guys heard her?
Okay.
So what's funny about it? What say again?
I said I'll do it for her as well. Perfect.
So yeah, it was an awesome time, and it was funny. We were talking about it was it yesterday? I was like, actually, I remembered that it was Easter when we sessioned, and I remember driving home afterwards and was like, what the fuck is wrong with me, man? Easter Sunday, and I just did a golden with this woman.
I didn't even realize it was Easter until you told me.
You wouldn't. I mean,
Easter when you session?
The first time we ever sessioned, yeah.
That's like tomorrow. Or
that was. I know. That's what I said. This is like our Kink friendly anniversary now.
Kink
6 years ago.
anniversary.
Kink anniversary. Yeah.
It's your Kink anniversary. I like that. Kink
Yeah.
anniversary.
So that was a huge pivotal moment because after that I did actually you're right. I did date a dom shortly after that for a little while. And then I moved down here and she plugged me in. She knew the owner of one of the dungeons down here and plugged me in with her and those people and it's been cool ever since, honestly. It's been great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing him in, girl.
Yeah, thank you. I know. Thank you for having hot pictures on Eros or whatever that was back then. I said thank you for having hot pictures on Eros or whatever that was.
Even though it's like not for us anymore, it's cool.
So I have a question here. When it comes to being dominated, what specific dynamics or behaviors from a dominant partner resonate with you? What specific behaviors?
Okay, so it's tough to say anything too specific, but like there's a trait like confidence, but humility at the same time, if that makes sense. Like anybody who's still like trying to show their rattle, like their baby rattle teeth to me, it's like, I don't know, you know. Definitely confidence. I like experience at this point. But do you mean like archetypes though, or?
I mean, whatever it is. I think you're hitting the nose on the head.
Yeah. But it's kind of like the conversation. Like it seems like you only play with pros. Honestly, for me, it's chemistry. Like you can be less experienced as long as you're like open minded and like, hey, I want to learn, I want to explore, I want to experience. If you're more experienced, I'm kind of like, okay, what is your thing? Like, do I fit into that? Does that align for me? That sort of thing. It depends on the person and how they wear it. Like if it feels contrived, I'm not really into it.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, this is my type. I'm like the bratty girl. I'm like, all right, well, it's not really. You don't seem like it, so. Or I'm whatever. You know, the strict authoritarian, or you know, it just depends on the person. And I know that's a very vague answer, so I hope that.
No, it's very good. If someone called, like, say you called a hotline, right? And you call the answer and they're like, yeah, daddy, what the fuck do you want? Are you like, oh,
yeah, what the fuck? Yeah. No, I don't know.
Yeah, like you all messed up, girl. What are you talking about? Because I have definitely, like, I swear the first, when I first started getting phone calls, I didn't know what the fuck to say, right? And so I remember one guy called and he was like, hi, is this Goddess Aroya? I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. And he answered.
You got too hard. Did he hang up?
Yeah.
You know, he went, ah!
Too much.
The next one,
you might have been his first call too.
Right. I didn't know.
That was a pivotal moment in that man's life for sure.
Maybe I scared the fuck out of him. But now, like when I'm so fucking business. I had a guy today call and he was like, yeah, I wanna suck a cock. I want to do this. And I was like, okay, yes, I can do that. Here's my cash app. And he was like he was trying to be nasty. Like his voice was all like, yeah, I like this and I like that. And I'm like, business. And he's like, Okay, well, I'll leave your.
I send my cash up.
Yeah, he really wanted me to go nasty.
That's
with
because
it.
they want some shit for free.
And that's why.
And I was like, business.
Right away, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm glad that you like that. I'm like, do you have cash up?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about all that shit you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is, right? So I know, obviously, I have a lot of friends in the industry and like stuff like that. So it's just people just trying to get like this fantasy played out, at least in their head,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then you all on FetLife, right? So that's what I hear. That's what I hear from. What's that?
I said, you and I had this whole thing of like, oh, we're following each other. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
So
finally followed you.
you finally. It took you
Yeah,
6 years.
for like 6 years. I was like, I'm not going on there.
Follow me on FetLife. I
I
have
just got
9
on it
followers.
But it is a lot of lifestyle people, and a lot of the feedback I get is like these guys just like, oh, what about this and what about that? I'm like, well, you're just fucking jerking off on
Yeah,
the
Yeah,
message. Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Asking you questions. That's why, like, at first I'd be like, yeah, and I'd be talking all sexy. Now I'm like, yes, and how can I
Yeah.
help you? Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I'll get,
It
ain't gonna. We're not going there. You're not getting a little
Yeah.
phone text call for 5 minutes.
Do you wanna book a session? Do you wanna like send a
Right,
deposit?
straight up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, cut right to the fucking chase.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
learn my lesson.
Me too. Too many times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have a few more.
I remember having this guy one time call, like I had just started, right? I was like brand new. And he calls me, he's asking like very like standard questions, like where are you located, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, ugh. And I was like, ew. And I was like, fucking like, he was like, yeah. And he goes, he's like, did you still want to book a session? I was just so like, I was like, no. And then I was like, not that he wanted to, he just got his fucking whatever he was looking for.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
wait. How did you know?
Oh, she works in the valley. Yeah.
Hey, he was like, ugh, like made a noise.
Oh.
And I was talking about like, you know, this cross street and that cross street.
He's all business. He's like,
Yeah.
I just started being like, I was like, ew. I was like, did you just come? And he was like, yeah. And he's like, should I still book a session? I was like, I don't know why it's so bad. I was like, no.
What? Yeah. Yeah, that's
You good.
that's yeah, like well that's the other thing. Like after you come, do you really still want to book a session? That post nut clarity that post nut clarity for me is deep. Like when I'm doing kinky stuff, that post nut, I'm like, oh, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Who are these people? I need better.
Really? When it's over.
I need better. I need to make better decisions with my life.
It sounds like you need better aftercare, actually. I don't know.
Right.
Hold on now.
Now I
But
gotta
you know,
go in
I
the
wanted to
bathroom
know
and take this
also,
thing
like,
out.
what specific things stand out to you on a dominant woman? Like her, like breast, ass. Are you an ass
Oh, yeah.
man, a breast man, a choke
Oh,
man?
I'm an
Man.
ass man. I mean, I like face sitting, so yeah, I'm absolutely an ass man. But I do. It sounds like corny and cheesy or hokey, but like I love a pretty face too. So like that ties it together. To be honest, like even if you have whether it's a big ass, small ass, I like a nice ass personally. Yeah, and then I like a pretty face.
Oh, that's pretty straightforward.
I filmed tonight, and I know
A big
we
button
weren't
smile.
doing nothing with my butt.
My brother used to always say, he's like, never trust a girl with a fat ass and a pretty smile.
Never
Oh
trust a
no,
bitch.
well no, you trust her. You got no choice but to trust her. You're at her mercy at that point.
That's a song. You remember that song? Poison.
He's like, those are my favorite women.
Yeah, You got a fat ass and thick thighs.
Big butt and a smile. Yeah, that's never trust a
Yeah.
big butt and a smile. Poison.
I know you're talking about.
Poison. See,
Yeah.
you like poison women.
I like what?
Poison women with a big butt and a smile.
Yeah, oh, shit. Who doesn't though? You know?
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Well, I really have enjoyed this show. I think we got a lot of good information. I think that it would be important for us to also talk to a female submissive type.
Ooh,
I think
yeah.
Since we are dominants. So if that is you, or if you're trans, or if you are a switch, we want to talk to you because we are going to be interviewing new people in our next part of the second half of the season. So if that is you, DM us, send us a message. We are looking for submissive females, trans, or whatever. Like, let's go.
I might know one actually. I might know one. I'll talk to her. She's a switch, like a pro switch, maybe.
Yeah, we definitely want to talk to
Okay.
her.
All right. Yeah, I'll talk to her and see if she's
Maybe
interested.
more interviews. I have like a lot, like so many more questions for you. Like they just are popping into my head. But like, I mean, we do have a limited amount of time. But I mean, like I would love to talk about subspace at some point and like going in and out of it and like all of that.
So what's the question?
Yeah, let's ask that question. I want to know.
So I mean, like, explain to everybody, just like subspace. Like, what are you experiencing in subspace?
Okay, so subspace for me is like when I used to run, and so maybe this will connect for some people. Before I was 220 pounds, but it's like but it's like even now I get it in different ways. But it is one of the few things I do. I do feel like boxing gets me there. Working out sometimes, but subspace for sure. It is just like mindfulness, like you're in the moment, and that's only thing that's going through my head, because no matter what's happening, I'm one of those people. And I think there's a lot of people, kind of like eccentric people in our community and our lifestyle, that are just like, I think about this. We see the world a little different than a lot of people, right? So we're always like thinking about all these different things, and maybe sometimes worry or planning or whatever it may be. But when I'm in subspace, none of that, nothing's there, nothing else, right? I'm just fucking euphoric, and I'm just feeling like endorphins, and I'm just happy, I'm just feeling it. Yeah, that's subspace for me. It's hard it was hard to achieve for a while, because I was so held on, like, but then, it was just weird for me, honestly. For most people who come into this, most guys who come to this, like, oh, this shit is weird,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like it took me a minute to get there, but now I can get there pretty good. If it's a good connection, good chemistry, like somebody who I think is a decent, like, good dom, and like we're just having a good time, like I'm there.
Maybe that's why you do prefer people that are a little more experienced, because you can probably get into that a lot faster with someone.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what you're into, like, so
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
like you're in a corner and be like, why don't you play with me? Why don't you let me?
I know. Yeah. No, that makes a ton of sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
I was just thinking about, like, I'm recently, I guess I would call KT my sub now. We haven't really collared yet, but
Okay.
I have recently experienced what I think Dom frenzy is. Do you know what that is?
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you all about that.
You feel like,
that.
like I have complete control of this person.
No.
And it is a little intoxicating. I mean, I'm not gonna say a little, it's a lot intoxicating. When I can tell somebody something and they like listen and they do it immediately. And I just realized this week that is probably something that I have been missing in relationships. It's something that I've ran from every single time. And then now when I'm saying things and I'm like, I don't know if I like a submissive type male, but I think I may be in a place to explore that, because the way it made me feel inside, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the equivalent of subspace then. There's got to be
Probably.
a dom.
There's a dom space. I feel there is a space that we come to where we're like, and then I'm so, it's a trip, because when I got there, I literally started getting phone calls.
See?
I got like 5 phone calls today, and I'm like, damn. And I had this month. So I'm like, what? Okay. So I'm like, is it a space? Do you feel like, ladies, maybe this is a question for you. Do you feel like once you find your rhythm in this dominant space, that the energy that you need, the subs will come to you?
Yeah.
I have reached the glow. I got the ghost.
Like you just gotta like it's true though. Like you have to put the energy out there sometimes.
Yeah.
Like it's yeah. You have
I
to.
think I got that from you and you. Both of you kind of like you exist in this world a little bit more. And I realized like my little times that I'm not doing anything, I could make a comment or post something or just kind of like draw the energy there as well. And so I'm excited to see like in this new space and having this experience with my submissive, I really am interested to see if it pushes me to a next level.
It probably will.
I feel like it will.
I bet you it will. I bet you it will. Because it's symbiotic too, right? Like you're you're kind of feeding off each other's energy.
For sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're feeling it, he's feeling it, and then you're just both building off that, and that's the good shit right there.
That is the good shit. Because I'm like, I was like, I don't even like, I'm not dating anyone, but this situation is making me feel like
content.
I need a man right now. Like,
Well, need them to crawl.
Yeah, I want to.
Call her.
Ooh, I don't know. It just got me excited.
Have you? Can I ask? Do we have time? Can I ask you guys a question, you ladies? Have you guys ever had top drop?
What is that?
You know what I'm talking about? So I've heard people talk about this, and it's when it seems like you don't, based on your reactions. But I've heard like, okay, so like let's, for example, like DomCon, right? That's where I've often heard it. So
at DomCon?
Yeah, like people, there's just so many play parties. You just go hard. It's like 4 days of just kink and debauchery and all of it, right? And then you're just like, I'm fucking exhausted from this shit. And you have those highs that you talk about, that flow state, that like, oh, this feels great. The endorphins are hitting, and then it's just flat.
Yes, that happens at parties for me.
Okay, parties, right?
It happens at parties. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, and then it's like, okay.
You need like a day to recover. Yeah, you need like a day or two to recover.
For sure, yes.
You know what's really interesting at parties is like because there are regulars, and like you've obviously been to our parties, and sometimes when the person comes back in, like when that foot guy came back in, I was like, I know your face, but I cannot remember what you like. And then we went to the red room, which is where we first played, and I was like, oh yeah, but like during parties, I will actually forget what you like as soon as I leave the door.
Oh, that's all
right. And it's like I hate saying. I actually started making notes now because I don't like that happens. But I'm like, I can't go into like someone really loving my feet to like hardcore like paddling right after. Like I have to like leave it.
You need a little a second.
Yeah, I think that's normal. That's a lot of data too. Like that's a lot of like. I see people. I'm like, I know you, right? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, oh shit, all right. You know? So like, trying to like remember also their deepest desires. Like, yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, but
damn, that's a lot. Yeah,
that's a lot.
But we're just so excited that you were vulnerable and just able to share with us and share with the community your thoughts and your experiences. We're just so thankful for you. Even though, we're not supposed to be.
You're what? You're not supposed to be what?
I'm fucking with him.
She said, even though we're not supposed to be thankful.
I'm messing with him.
She's joking. I think that's a misconception too.
Yeah, we're not bitches.
Yeah.
No, okay, that's a huge one too. It's like some of the best people in my life are doms, honestly. And pro doms, and that's one of them. I can name drop this one. Goddess Sticks. Mistress Kayla knows her very well. Just some of my best people that I have. Like shit's going on. Like these are my people.
That's
so
awesome.
It's funny that it's like the stereotype. Like bitchy. Like no. Like yeah, maybe because your approach sucks.
Right. Exactly. Your approach sucks. That's why they're bitchy. Yeah. That makes sense.
Well, I mean, I think there's some people who are pros that they like can't get out of it. Like they're so stuck in it that it's not lifestyle. It's just like, no, you just a bitch. And like you found this and like
found it and you're like, this
I don't like that.
That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother.
Don't worry, I wrote it down.
plenty of experience with that too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it so much. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so very much.
Did the Yankees lose?
First of all,
Ah, they did.
That's red light, red light, red light.
Red, light, red.
I knew it.
You're hitting my limit.
Oh, I see. Okay, so that's where it's at. All right. I'll write it down now, Red.
Now you know my boundaries. Now you know my boundaries. Now you know my
Writing your
boundaries.
safe word down right now.
Red ink equals Yankees. You know me now.
Well, thank you so much. I remember we hung out. We already hung out.
We had
and
the best
we had the
fucking time.
best
Oh,
time.
dude,
Don't talk about it, but we had a fucking bomb ass
such a good
time.
time.
It was
too
so
much fun. Too much fun. Too much
I'll
fun.
be there next time.
Yeah, you do.
No,
You
Yeah,
know?
you need to come next time. Both of you. We'll do another beach trip.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do
Both
it.
of you, both of you need to come. Both of you need to come.
Are you coming
Yeah.
to DomCon?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to get a suite.
Already.
I'm
yeah.
trying to get I booked my room. I put in for a suite. I got a suite in the past.
Oh, so we're
Oh, you
staying in
did?
your room. Cool.
So,
See ya.
yeah, I won't say no to a bunch of hot doms staying in my room, but
Who wouldn't want
last
that?
time he did a party like at DomCon, he tries to like go to bed, right? Do you remember that?
Oh,
We all,
my-
I'm like all knocking on the door, and you're like, "Who is it?" And I was like, "It's me. Let me in." And I came in with like 13 people. You're like, "Get out!"
yeah.
There's a limit.
I
like-
know. I'm not drunk. Like, everybody, shh.
They came in. I was like, get the fuck
Sounds like
out of here. It's like 5 a.m. All right.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, 5 in the
Oh
morning.
shit. Okay.
Yo, DomCon goes hard. Is this gonna be?
Kids aren't on
Is this
either.
gonna be your first DomCon? Goddess Aroya, is this gonna be your first DomCon?
No, this will be my second one. But I didn't really party and play last time. I'm gonna take the whole weekend off and I'm gonna
Look,
have a fucking ball.
Look, we're gonna go wild. We're gonna have
I'm
a good
with
time.
it.
we're gonna
I'm
have
the
so
best
with
time.
it.
Trust me, it's gonna be a good
I am
time.
excited. I'm put my Beyonce hair on too. Oh, we love you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, well, with that.
I'm gonna turn this off. Sound like my